Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another session. Let's see if I've done my sessions right. There we go. It's nice to be back. Here we are on a little voyage as we go on a noble road trip today. We are headed off to all sorts of colourful destinations, and I'm sure we will meet some characters. Gentlemen, you are on a boat. The weather is mild. It is dark. And I have an echo coming from Sicard. Just going to tell you that now, bud.
Well, boy.
Well, shit. Sorry, but it will just kill me. I don't think there's anything else to say other than, gentlemen, you're on a ship. You're about an hour away from your first stop, Blute Rock. Over to you.
So, I suppose the question of the day is exactly how are we going to present events to Something-Hausen? I doubt that he'd be frustrated by anything other than the sheer unprofessionalism of the assassination attempt. After all, who poisons a whole city?
Out of all the barons that we deal with, he's the only one who we tell the full truth to.
I mean, I have to admit, I admire their gumption, and they certainly have.
But he is our closest neighbor, and he's the only one we've actually. He's the only one we've actually done any work to help us solve issues, such as with those ratty beastmen. So when I'm out of the barony, he's the one that we have to send a runner to in case the town needs support. So if I'm going to tell the truth, the full truth, anyway, it's going to be him. Now, Molenfert, Natalia, well, we'll have to think about that when we get to there.
And he took some hits. I mean, I got knocked on my ass by a cannon, but
Well, he got shot in the head twice.
he got shot in the head.
And still got up.
And still got up, yeah. Like, I trust this guy. He's pretty cool.
Well, it certainly speaks to his resilience.
And if you keep trying to get me married to his daughter,
Well, we'll just have to see what she'd like.
Probably... yeah, let's not jump into anything like you were trying to do at the time.
Well, I saw an opportunity. Besides, your father keeps pestering me about children.
To get my pecker cut off? Do you tell Dad thanks about that one?
I think he would find it to be an interesting challenge, knowing the man.
What, procreate without a dick?
More the trying to get it, keep it from getting chopped off in the first place.
Yeah.
He's been known to stick things where they don't belong.
Yeah, on more than one occasion. But at least with Something-Hausen, we should know that there could be issues with our neighbors to the south, depending on what his next plan is. And whether or not he's going to focus on the real enemy at hand, or if he's going to be putting fingers at other individuals.
What's Bert up to? What's Bert up to?
He's, I'll describe what you can see. Currently he's trussing, wrecking, gun down Sigmar's balls. And you'll notice that there's a... how long have we been in on the river now? An hour?
Hour, give or take.
Yeah, so there's a couple of dead birds lying at his feet. He's been calling birds Mainly crows and ravens. Sometimes a magpie. And he sniffs them, and then he wrings their neck and throws them on the floor and cusses a little bit and proceeds to call another bird. And he's been doing that for about an hour now.
Okay, I will say one of the guards approaches hesitantly. Could I have one of them?
What?
Points to the magpie.
Oh, yeah, sure.
My wife makes a wonderful magpie pie.
Oh, well, then, go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. And tucks it into his jacket. Goes back
I
to
must
the
admit-
steering wheel.
I must admit, I'm no fond of avian issues, but I have to ask, and I hesitate to ask this: why are you killing all of the birds on the river?
Well, if you were to lift up a rock in a graveyard, what would you find beneath it?
Vermin, I imagine.
Yeah, well,
Worms.
you know that saying, birds of a feather flock together? Oh, it's quite literal, because there was a passage in the book, I think Lothar read it to me, about, the evil ones like to gather in the same place, and they attract all kind of vermin and nasties, and it's something about carrion bird and stuff. So I'm just trying to call the birds, and if I get them, I can pretty much sense the death on them. So if I find the right one, I can let him go, and we can follow him.
That's quite possibly the most terrifying and insightful thing you've said since I've known you, Bert.
Oh, yeah. And you've known me for a pretty long time, so.
Couldn't you just tie something to once you catch his leg and then let it go so that you know you're getting the same one again?
No, I'm just killing him, so.
Well, can you put him in the water so the deck doesn't start stinking?
Well, the boys want to eat him, so.
Oh, well, okay.
Well, if you don't mind. Birdie, 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 birdie.
Hey, Jody, I think
Three
you really need
birds
more.
come and land on your arm, Godbert, or on the rail in front of you, each waiting to be petted.
Let's do this. Oh shit, yeah. Here's a conundrum. I want to charm them,
Okay.
but the charm animal is not something that is to hurt someone. So I have a -10, but my intent is to actually,
Oh, you'll get a
catch
bonus.
Okay.
Assuming you want to kill them. Yeah. No, you get a bonus because you're particularly cunning.
Yeah. Here, birdie, birdie. Come here. Yeah, that's a good birdie. Huh. Is this the one? And then I think I'll roll this.
Good gracious.
Is this the one?
Yeah. There seems to be something somewhat dark about this bird.
Reinhardt. Reinhardt.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I got one. So why don't you go up in the whatchamacallit?
Crow's nest.
Oh, how aptly named.
And shoot it? Yeah.
No.
Oh.
See where it goes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you ready?
Up a climb.
No test needed.
Going up,
There's
going
a
up the
ladder.
rigging.
Yep.
Yep.
No fear of heights. Easily done. You've climbed many a thing, normally to shoot people, but sometimes to take a look at. And I assume you were just going to throw it up in the air, Godbert?
Okay,
That's where
here goes.
practices this skeet shooting.
Now, Birdie, you listen to me. You go straight back to your nest, okay?
Holding on tight.
Yeah. Okay, Ronald, here goes.
Yep.
Okay.
It's quite wobbly up here, so I'm holding on.
It flies up and initially circles the ship twice. Now, it is a foggy day. Reinhard, can you make me an average perception, please? Don't fail and ruin Gobbert's one. He will throw you overboard.
Let's have a wiggle the,
Ooh.
No!
You sticking with that? There's no pressure.
I think considering it's a 1, I'm gonna go for a reroll, early reroll.
Okay. Oh, dear. Is it worth a corruption
foggy.
point reroll to see a bird?
No,
It's not.
no, it's not.
It could be. You're only on 5 out of 9. The last direction you see it go in is south-ish.
Point out, and I'll say that way. It's just gone through the fog, and I just keep my hand pointed where I can
Opposite
see it.
direction that you are headed in. I wouldn't say directly south, but somewhere around there.
I look north.
Yeah. The circling put you off, I guess, Sigurd.
Foggy Sigurd.
Last direction it was headed in, Reinhard, directly back from where you were headed.
Yeah.
Difficult to make out an exact direction other than back up river, maybe.
Yeah. No, I'll be pointing, literally watching my finger where it went, and just say that way, pointing to the captain. I think there's a captain on board, or one of the guards steering it.
Now,
we'll give-
did he go? Which way did he go?
That way. Behind
That way.
us. That way.
Now, you remember that goose?
The duck.
Remember- the goose. Yeah. I think this is sort of the same thing. So, I think, in about an hour or so, or when we're a little bit more upstream, we'll just repeat what you call it, experiment.
Experiment.
Yeah, and then we can extrapolate the something, I don't know, mumble, and he just wanders off.
The two guards
Well,
stop.
at least I can do geometry.
There is a bickering between two of the river warden as they are debating which one thinks it went left, the other thinks it went right slightly from the water. Both of them are adamant.
I'm just shaking my head and going into my cabin for now.
Okay. Here's a question. Yodicus, you have in your possession something sticky.
Gross. Old man spit.
Something long and sticky.
Indeed.
And a necklace. Where is
I'll
that?
walk over. Where is it?
Yeah.
Um,
Have you
it-
left it in Sigurd's quarters? Is it back in Tarm for safekeeping?
I think, knowing that he would meet up with Bert, he's probably got it with him. It's probably in Sigurd's quarters at the moment, but it was with my saddlebags and everything.
Okay. Just for reference.
So it's wrapped up at the moment, but
Okay.
I may borrow Bert and kind of motion him toward Sigurd's quarters.
What?
We were able to locate a few items of interest while we were on our little sojourn in Altdorf. I was wondering if you might like to take a look at them. Something inclines me to believe that you'd be interested.
Hmm. Sure.
Walk into the cabin after knocking. Assuming Sigard doesn't tell me to jump off the plank, I'll go
Yep.
and wanted to show Bert something that we were able to recover during our trip to Altdorf. Something that he might be able to use. And I'll walk over to the wrapped package and unwrap it.
Okay.
Chamber pot.
But wouldn't bother me and wouldn't bother Bert. Definitely wouldn't bother Bert. He's a middle of the street kind of guy.
Yeah.
Godbert. You make me a average intelligence test, please.
Is this anything that I've looked over yet? Do I even know about it?
I may have mentioned it to you. I don't think I unwrapped it yet, though.
Okay.
Because I mean, I have evaluate history and theology.
True.
Sigurd, do you want to roll me a... I'll give you a choice of law, history, or evaluate. Either would be average.
Let's do history. I bet I'll roll a nice big number. Of course. I haven't rolled under an 80 yet.
This is primarily for the necklace, because I would state the staff has an odd-shaped bow to the top, but it could just pass for any old man's walking stick. Godbert,
Like a shepherd's book.
not entirely dissimilar, but doesn't look quite sufficient to fulfill the task of a shepherd's hook. It's just it puts you in mind of that sort of shape. Godbert, this looks familiar, and it reminds you of something. It's sort of on the tip of your... It's on the tip of your imagination. Difficult to access. But you know you'd be quite certain you've seen it before. And you, I would say, may have an inkling as to its far southerly heritage. So it's not giving too much away because we know that that's where it was excavated from, but that's all for now.
That's a nice stuff you got there. Let me see that.
I pass it over to him.
He holds it up, drills it about. Well.
Do you want to make
Probably
a weapon
getting,
skill roll? Do you want to
probably
roll me
getting-
two-handed staff?
I don't have.
Do you have that?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
God bless you.
Well, I've not. I have access to it now, at least. But
Yeah.
so it will just be a this.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
I get
sorry.
hit in the arm. I get hit in the arm.
Yeah.
What were you doing swinging that around? Watch yourself.
Oh. A little bit off balance, I don't know, but at least it got that big thing on the end and hit someone pretty good. Yeah, it's a nice stick.
And I would point out that it is a nice stick. It is of fine quality, Godbert. More in terms of the quality of wood than the craftsmanship may be quite deceptively ordinary, but you would know it would probably withstand a blow from a sword. Sigurd would concur. one of the rarer woods of Reichland, but particularly sturdy and has been said to be able to stand up to a blade.
Well, much obliged. However did you get this thing?
Well, that's a bit of a long story. Suffice it to say, the stick itself was retrieved from a dig to the far south. Ruins of prior civilizations. And it, well, I'm not entirely certain I believe the gossip around it, but there are indications that this might be a useful tool for dealing with the kinds of problems that we've been running into as of late with the unquiet dead. The degree of that, of course, is well beyond my understanding.
It's good for smacking zombies and shit.
One
Well-
would presume.
Well, let's hope we don't have to try out.
Maybe you should get a bit more practice in first, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'll, you know what,
I
I'll
rub
just
my
do,
arm.
He goes and stand on the whatever this part of the ship is called, the bow.
But
Yep.
right?
won't you get a +10 because you're trying to hurt something as well?
Depends what he's doing it against.
He's just old man Tai Chiing. You know,
Flappy robes in the wind.
yeah, twirling the stick about.
Do you think Godbert's robes ever reveal a bit too much?
I was just gonna say
Probably-
that. I can just see old man
probably-
balls flapping in the wind.
The entire party is very intimate with his naked behind.
Some of us more than others.
Well, that's the better side, to have a leak through. There is Blue Rock up in the distance. You should be arriving in a few minutes. I'll ask what happened of the necklace, or if it's left in its wrappings for now.
Oh, me?
Any of you. If
Well,
no
I'd
one
put
picks
it-
it up, I assume it's still there,
Yeah,
wrapped up
I'd
and
put it.
secure.
No, I mean I would probably lock it, put it in my desk and lock it or something. I don't know.
Did he show the necklace?
Yes, I showed you the
Oh.
necklace as well.
Yeah.
Well, then he's just so stoked with his staff that he probably will get to that later.
You'll come back to that. I'll say at some point later in the day, Goblin, you'll probably think, oh yeah, there's a necklace there.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, a very nice staff. So, anything left to be said? Or do we arrive at Blue Rock?
I'm
I
good.
don't think I have anything left.
That sounds like
Arrive.
an arrival at Blue Rock.
I'm just writing letters and doing paperwork.
As you approach the manor and knock on the door, there's a particularly loud bang from inside.
Yeah, I just shot another guard.
Like a black powder bang.
Black powder bang. Don't worry, you will have vision in a moment. Once
Feel right
I
at home.
Is this something we were expecting, the black powder bang, or is this something I'll be preparing myself for?
Have you met Somethinghausen yet, Reinhard?
Yeah, we were on the boat with him.
It's
We-
not
Alright.
unanticipated to hear random gunshots and
Okay.
Yeah. Sadly normal.
Not drawn then. Just walking in and following Sigurd's
Well, as you knock on the
demeanor.
door, storming out from inside is a limping and, well, what seems to be wounded individual. Looks you all in the eyes and quickly staggers down the road, clutching his thigh, which is currently oozing blood.
Do I recognize him?
For free, he is well dressed. Perhaps a well-to-do merchant. Perhaps better. But not a face that you are familiar with.
Never met him.
Jody, let me borrow one of your derringers.
I shrug and hand him a pistol.
Sure. Okay.
I will put that in my belt.
You have a pistol there, at the ready, just to be safe. Okay.
Fancy people get shot.
Well, we don't know how innocent this guy was, but
There you go. Finally, a token. He waddles off down the road. A fairly short, stocky man, but with a, let's say, a lacking head of hair and a fruity moustache. And with his dicky leg, stumbles off.
And this is common, is it?
More than you'd probably imagine.
Yep.
not uncommon.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, weren't you with us when we just shot?
What's
one?
our urgency at the moment? Hey, Sigurd, what's our urgency?
Well, I mean, we've got an hour or so before we need to get back on the river.
I'm gonna walk in to where he came out from.
Okay. Servants is upstairs. Should be expecting you. And ushers you all inside to greet Lord Somthinghausen, who we have not seen for a while. God, but there's two of you. And I can't delete one. Help. There we go.
Oh.
Crisis averted. Ahoy there, landlubbers. Welcome back.
Hello, Baron.
To you.
How's your head?
Yeah.
Healing up just nicely. Raises his hat and you can see two bald spots.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
How's the hat? That's more important.
I'll be told by the medics. The hair will be back in no time. As for the hat, I've got a bigger one.
Oh, it looks very good on you.
Well, thank you kindly.
Hopefully they shoot that instead of your head next time.
Grins a somewhat toothless grin and offers up a drink towards you. Spare one at the table.
I'll make myself at home, start sipping.
Okay. There are a couple of servants within the room with you and a couple of particularly eloquent-looking ladies. Now, what be bringing you to my little humble abode?
Well, we've had some. As I'm like walking up to him, like, so he's got kind of that pirate hat, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
And mine's more like that 10-gallon cowboy hat.
Yes.
So then I kind of tip my hat to the different ladies in the room as I'm walking up to him and talking.
You get a
Well,
the servants definitely break eye contact, but the other two, the one on the left fans herself. The one with the pirate hat simply smiles. A somewhat adventurous smile.
well, so anyway, well, Baron, there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on around, and I want to make sure that you were advised of it ahead of time in case it ekes its way up.
Right. What's been going on?
First, Yettenberg has pretty much fallen at this point,
I heard.
and they had pretty much when we got there, due to a theft of quite well, it was a gift from somebody very important in outdoors. And in so retrieving, we ran into the burning ruins pretty much of the entire town. There was very few people left and a lot of, well, zombies, undead, whatever Bert calls them.
Oh, it was really weird.
And After a brief confrontation, we were, well, let's say the Baron's estate was pretty much the only one untouched, minus his dad.
Yeah, the Deadites pretty much fucked that town completely up.
Right, and how many are still alive?
Maybe a couple dozen.
Some spooky shadow. I'll explain to him what the shadow looked like from when I was up on my perch looking at the battlefield. Some spooky shadow thing. Like, I didn't shoot at it because I didn't know if my bolts were just going to go straight through it.
That sounds particularly creepy. But otherwise, wonderful news. Be good for business. Perhaps,
Yeah, probably.
perhaps
However,
the next
we
pillage
don't
will
want
be-
that heading up here. So I'm letting you know in case the same thing starts heading up. That if you need us, or vice versa.
Oh, so the menace is still at large.
As far as we know, one fled and the other one disappeared, literally dropping everything into up on the range.
Couldn't chase. There was enemies between us and them.
Well, perhaps we'll be heading on another voyage soon. Let us just hope they nestle up somewhere with a port.
Yeah, without sharpshooting beastmen.
Aye.
Issue 2 that I bring to you that's more personal, less creepy. It's a little more courtroom based shenanigans. The Outdoor Physicians Guild apparently sent somebody to our town to act as a baker and poison an entire shipment for boggin hunting, and we were able to catch it before it got there, but not until a good chunk of my advisors were at death's door, if you will. So they pursued him to Altdorf, where now he's under the protection of the friggin' Physicians Guild. So I don't know what their deal is, if they're assassins pretending to be physicians. But it was a cart that was specifically ordered by the Baron over there in Bogenhofen. So I don't know if he was the intended target and we were supposed to take the fall for it. But as it stands now, they're not allowed in my barony.
Well, we'll be glad to hear you're still alive. How about the fate of Mr. Dinkelberg, the Baron Dinkelberg?
Well, he is on our way over to see Natalia.
Oh. Well, that's a shame. At this point,
But to see him,
a shame he's not dead.
Oh.
Natalia, who you have not been introduced yet, walks over. Father.
another Natalia.
Another Natalia, I'm sorry, but it's
Yeah.
Natalie Portman. Or Natalia von Starboardman. Anyway. You got to laugh at your own creation sometimes. Yeah.
Tarford, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
Daddy, you said you would be nice. You're supposed to be trying to be better. Sorry, darling. Time at sea must have made me a little extra salty.
Well,
Gentlemen,
when your neighbors,
apologies.
when your neighbors try and go out of their way to fix what's going on, I can understand the saltiness.
He stands up, removes his hat. I may have forgotten myself by not introducing me darling daughter, Natalia von Starboardman.
You
Yeah,
don't say. How charming.
I'll take my hat off and do the bow and hand to mouth thing. And then, ma'am,
She curtsies.
pleasure is all mine.
She looks attractive. Unusually so. Compared to him, she's not particularly salted at all. Something of curiosity. I feel like this would probably pique Jodocus's interest.
Oh, yes.
Her surname is not Somethingshausen,
Yeah.
and he's trying to marry her off.
Interesting. Politics time.
Are you making a roll? Or is
Oh,
that
yes.
just it's politics time?
Yes.
Okay. You know she used to be married somewhere else.
Interesting.
You
So-
may have heard of my quest to find an epic suitor for my precious darling.
Well, it has been
I just
a
turned.
bit in the news. I look like a cat that caught the canary right now.
I'm gonna act like I didn't hear about it because Jody didn't tell me.
It's news to me.
I will say that she is. She greets you all, polite, curtsies. Can I get any gentlemen a drink? Wine, beer?
I gesture at Sigard.
Ale, yeah. Ale will be fine, thank you. And then I have to quick drink the one that he already gave me. Right?
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
Because
enough.
he just handed us one.
So Reinhard's about out of his depth here. What
Oh,
he's doing
boy.
is he's just copying Sigurd. So when he bows, Reinhard bows. When he gets offered a drink, he says the same thing.
Okay.
That wasn't supposed to be charmed. That was supposed to be.
Literally just copying.
Oh my god, he rolls.
You are the most awkward human being I've ever seen.
Wow. Damn.
And I'm still
I am-
copying. So that charm is duplicated.
Oh dear. I'm going to intervene at this point, and politely smile and let me give you a hand, madam. Do tell, how did you come to be back in your father's domain?
So she walks off to a table to go grab a drink. I'll assume you go with to assist. And never do I like to break the wall and respond to chat during such a serious matter as a live stream. But in response to why she is not named after Keira Knightley, it's because I always get the two fuckers confused because they're basically the same person. They both have pencil necks. That's why. And Portman was just better to do a
Matt
play
caught
on
it.
words.
And he called you out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fair.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I accept this.
Yeah.
I accept this. I took the name Natalie Portman and I wouldn't let it go. Both of them I am deeply in love with, but I'd take either, basically. So,
That's fine.
Yodicus and Natalia von Starboardman. The Knightley.
That's why they have different. That's why they have different last names.
Indeed.
Actual
Indeed.
stuff.
Oh, rather sad story, actually. I don't know if you heard the news. I wouldn't want to bore you with it. It's rather morbid, actually.
Oh, it's no burden at all. I'm curious what brings you back to our troubled little corner of the world.
My late husband passed away on his maiden voyage. He disappeared, and as did the whole crew, and were never heard of again.
I make appropriately sympathetic nods of the head
Okay.
as she speaks. Well, I'm very sorry to hear this. Was he sailing out of Marienburg, out of Altdorf?
Yes, Marienburg. It's anyway, boring story, and don't want to lower the mood. So yes, here I am, young and in need of a suitor. So says Daddy.
Well, we all do as we must. And I smile, give her a nod and help her with the drinks.
Okay. Walks back over. Meanwhile, during that 20 seconds, what's been happening over here? Gentlemen.
Well, Baron, I can't tell you or advise you, but I'm just letting you know that that position of the guild is no longer welcome anywhere near us, and I would advise that if you have any, to watch carefully, especially for any unexplained illnesses that they miraculously heal quickly.
Aye. Well, we've had a couple pass through, but tend to be helping folk, but I'll place somebody watching them close.
Yeah, indeed. But any news that you might have?
Just grins at you with a... You probably count 3 teeth missing. One of them's gold. Not the missing one, obviously. Yay, I'll be hearing a few things here and there. My old ears are covered up by the gloriousness of my hat most of the time, but I get a little bit of gossip. What would be interesting you?
Yeah. I mean, there's so much going on right now. I mean, I'm always interested in anything that might be perceived as a plot against either one of us, or any new undead happenings, I would suppose.
Actually, things as of recent have been a little bit quieter, which has been nice. There was a story going around with some of the locals that there was a storm up over Altdorf not too long ago, and a few of the locals had said, following the storm, a few of the risen dead lay down again. Supposedly granted them a couple of weeks without any bother at all, and now it started happening again. Something be happening in Altdorf, methinks. But far be it from me to tell ye.
I'm gonna see. Yeah. There's a bunch of servants in here.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna kind of look left to right at them, and then kind of. Yeah, there is. I would agree. There's probably something slightly unsettling happening over there. This is the first I've heard of these storms. You said, like thunderstorms.
Aye. Few of the farmers talked about it, but word sometimes takes a while to circulate. Good news tends to not travel as fast as bad.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. I mean, it could be anything. That's odd.
I would imagine those around the city and the suburbs probably had a better view. I've had so much rain as of recent. I'd imagine a little hard to be spotting any additional clouds above your head. Just my speculation anyway, as a sailor. Hard to spot a storm when you're beneath it. At least when it's always raining.
Hey, actually rolled well. That's the only one I could think of. That
Yeah,
makes
so
sense to me.
I would think one of your buzzers would be like, I should probably talk to some priests about this of varying faiths, because that maybe that's Tal sort of cleansing everything through but it's not quite hunting, and it's okay, so maybe not quite him. Maybe Moore was striking them down with thunder, or came from the sky, so perhaps not quite Sigmar's
Sigmar
cup of tea.
striking them down.
Yeah, I'll say, like, you don't get, like, a strong zing of any particular trademark, but you definitely get, like, a theological vibe out of it.
It's Thor. He's going to show up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You're like, well, probably that lightning god that I can't remember the name of. But definite theological vibes. You would assume one of the gods has acted out to perhaps buy some protection. Or alternatively, your Grand Theogenist might have been reading from certain books.
That was the other thing. That was part of my role.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the... Or that might have happened.
Mm. Okay. Interesting. Yes. Well, maybe something to look into.
Aye. I forgot to mention, there's a particularly hefty dowry for the wedding. I'll say that Natalia von Starberman walks up in. Daddy, you're embarrassing me. There, nothing to be ashamed of. You're young and fertile.
Bert pushes both Sigurd and Jodocus in the back to step forward.
But
I'm kind of trying to retain my ability to not grin like a shark at the moment.
Tuition. Okay, this is his reading of the two of you. Can I have a cool check from both of you, please? Sigurd and Jodocus. You both have the attractive traits, so you're on equal footing here. At least in terms of Natalia. Jodocus hides it rather well behind
What did you
under
say,
his hat and
challenging?
moustache. Challenging, yes. Oh dear.
This
Okay.
is me looking at Sigurd. I'm not looking for myself.
Looking at him for approval.
I when he says that, I guess I just look him in the eye, then look right at Sigurd. Like I make the mistake of just kind of looking right over my shoulder at him as I'm handing out the drinks. I'm not subtle at all, as you can see.
Interesting.
I probably even give the Baron a tip of my hat after he says that, while I'm handing him a drink.
what? I'm just kind of staring around the room like, what?
Darling, why don't you go and spend a couple of nights down in town? Get to know it, see? Try it on for size, perhaps. She looks incredibly patronized. Well, if it gets me out of here, I will go. But she, like,
Wait.
points his finger right in his face. It is an inch from his nose. I'm going to choose my suitor. Not you. Not this time. You chose the last one.
I'm just smirking now.
Okay.
That is fair, man. But you're more than welcome to visit us anytime as well.
Wonderful. We'll head down in a couple of weeks. I might stop by just to make sure things are nice and comfortable.
Of course,
Yeah.
we would be happy to see you.
Wonderful.
I don't
just
mean
let,
that ironically at all.
You just let Jodocus know, and we will make sure that you have adequate accommodations.
She sort of shrugs one shoulder up and smiles for a second. Ah. Well, it would be nice to get out of here. I look forward to it, gentlemen. Takes
Ma'am.
notice of Godbert and Reinhard as well, but with a curtsy. If you don't mind, I can't stand the smell of black powder. Kicks her dad in the ankle. Didn't need to shoot him. Could have just said he was too
Oh.
fat. Sorry, darling. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
looking
Kind
at
of hard to
Sigmar.
piece that together and
this
had a little giggle
whole
to
time,
himself.
Yep.
I'm just staring at Sighard this entire time. This is an old argument, and he can tell that this is an old argument.
And one that's been had before.
Right, but if anything, that should be encouraging to her because it means that Sighard is notoriously picky, I guess is the word.
Natalia leaves. Boink. Well, gentlemen. Is there anything else I'll be doing for you?
I've notified our watch captain that should they have any major pressing issues to ride here in case they need assistance while we're gone. If you would be so kind as to either send a runner further or unknown times right now.
I'll keep an eye open for you. How about that?
Much obliged.
In the meantime, try not to get poisoned. Stick to ale.
Well, poison, shot, stabbed, blown up, drowned. I'm just going doing my rounds.
At least you don't have any
I'll
bald
keep him.
spots.
I'll keep
Yeah.
him safe, Baron. Don't you worry.
We
And,
continue to.
I'm just glad we leave without any bullet holes. Saying that because I got a -1.
I don't know, he might actually like that.
Indeed, I'll be trusting you to keep me darling safe. Keep a close
What?
eye. This is to Reinhard. Keep a close eye on her, my little road warden.
Certainly for you, Baron.
And be wary of those cannons. They're tricky beasts to ride.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh. I
Okay,
literally just wait. Hold on. I gotta see if I can.
I'll just sort of like look at my ass and go, she was a good beast. I got hold of her the second time though.
Aye.
I think I'm smirking to myself.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
they
me.
just
That was
hold
me
on
trying not
hard.
to start laughing out loud.
Yeah.
Don't stand behind it. That's the trick.
Ahoy. Don't straddle it either. Be much like a horse.
Okay, good.
Now,
Only one ball down the barrel at a time.
unless you be playing with the old chain balls.
Oh, I have to try those out next time.
Aye, a little less on the kick, but does a nice bit of damage to lighter folk. 2 balls joined by a chain. Like being slapped by Sigmar's balls himself, they say.
Or being married.
Similar, I'd suppose. Equally punishing on the joints. Now,
Well,
gentlemen, I have a couple more suitors to go through today. Starts loading his pistol.
well. On that note, and then I kind of do a sarcastic, slow walk backwards towards the door.
Oh dear.
Thanks
Drop
for the
what?
drinks. Steady with those bullets.
Oi, where are you, slippery fucker? Dropped it on the
Damn it.
floor and's looking for it.
Have a good one.
Okay, back to the boat because you have other
Yeah,
places
I
to
back
be.
away abruptly once
Yeah.
he starts loading his gun.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
that is.
I'm much less charming about it. I kind of scoot back real quickly.
Give Jody his gun back, and then get on the boat and start moving.
Okay. Now the question is, is there anything that needs to be said, or do we move on to the next?
Bert,
Yeah.
what do you make of that storm cloud?
Well, yeah, it could be a lot of things actually.
I got very strong, I don't know, religious annotation or connotation to that, but I'd have to talk to an actual priest, and I don't know which one of the gods could have. It
Sounds
doesn't
like
sound like more
Ulrich.
doesn't really do. Or
Yeah.
that's a.
I heard they got some light up there in Middenheim.
That does sound. I have to look into that.
By the way, what about that necklace you showed me before?
Nope, it's in my desk. I'll go run in the crook and unlock it and pull it out. Walk it back up to him.
Yeah.
We'll have a average intelligence test for you, Bert. Just to rack your memory, because this is similar. Well, as described before, that's better. Okay, so you don't need a memory. You look at it, and in a flash, dizziness comes over you. Lightheaded for a moment, your vision spins for a couple of seconds. Pretty much like that. And as it steadies, you look at Sigurd, and there is a blinding light from behind him, so much so that you cannot see his features, but the outline of him is not of Sigurd. It is, by posture, perhaps an older man, large amount of hair that you can see going down over his shoulders both sides. He's holding what looks like a very similar staff, though not the same, in his hand, and you just catch a glint of a necklace around his neck, one that is again similar to the one that you've just seen on the table, but not the same. There is a slight variation in jewels, but it is unmistakably from the same culture. The light is almost comforting to you, although it takes a little bit to get used to. And there is a voice.
Oh, Godward, nice to see you again.
You can just talk.
Well, nice to see you too.
How is the staff training coming along?
Yeah, it's takes a little getting used to.
Gobbert. Your hands that are holding the staff do not have any wrinkles on them. And you look at the palms. They are the hands of a young man.
Good. Good. Well, I think if you keep this up, we could start learning our first tricks, as I called them.
Yeah, maybe maybe we should try some now.
First, let us practice clearing your mind. And I think that would be a good place to start. Otherwise, we'll end up with some, what I call, happy accidents.
Clicks his fingers, and there is an additional flash of light that illuminates between the click.
That takes a while to get under control, but you'll get there. Now, Repeat after me.
And he starts to fade. You just get the beginnings of a couple of words.
What was that? What was that? Oh, dang it!
Sigurd, Gobbert's in your face, asking you what was that. I would assume for the last 20 seconds you've been stood there going, Gobbert, Gobbert, Gobbert.
Big hard to just run off to the toilet quick.
Okay, well, that's
No,
pretty much
no.
what's happened.
Here he is.
Here he is. Okay. Sigurd, for the last 20 seconds, Godbert has been talking not to you, but at you, having his own conversation.
And his voice sounded a little bit younger.
I'm gonna look behind me, and then look at him again, and then look at Jody, and look at him again.
I didn't do it this time, I swear.
Last time I woke him up from something weird, I got yelled at. I'm not sure if I want to shake him yet. Is he
But
holding the
you're
necklace in
listening to
his
them.
hands?
No, it's still there.
It's in his hands?
No, it's in the rags.
In the rack.
This happened
But,
once
like-
you looked at it.
So I'm still holding it.
Sure.
I'll
If you had it in your hand, then yeah.
I'll put it in my side pouch and then kind of walk up to him and kind of tap him, like pat him on the shoulder. Bert, you there?
What?
All right.
What?
He kind of spaced out and started talking to yourself.
Oh, yeah. Let me hang.
All right.
Yeah, let me hang on to that necklace.
Are you sure? Cause
Yeah, well, I think I'm sure.
all right. I'll pull it back out and then just kind of hand it to him. And like, Bert, if you start having any more of these fits, you need to tell me what's going on.
Yeah, I will.
He holds the hanger up in front of him, takes a good look, and then puts it on, puts it over his head.
As you take a good look at it, for a second, Bert, and I'm going to make the assumption for a second you sort of just hold it up to get a good view.
Yeah.
Behind it, you can see a light. Despite the fact you're in a cabin. I would clarify that the light remains in one place, and as you move the piece of jewellery around, effectively, it seems like you can just see where the sun is. Clear as day.
I bet that will come in handy at some point.
Can I do? Is it something I can see? Should I roll up?
If he points it to you, you can have a look.
Well, he's just staring at it, so I don't think he's saying anything. And then he goes, "That'll be handy sometime." So
Yeah.
I'm just staring at it.
I will
What's-
say
what's-
from where you are, you don't get any additionals. It just looks like a piece of jewellery.
All right.
Mystery. And so, gentlemen, anything else to say before Midford, our next stop?
No, not for me.
You know, one of these days, Sigurd, you're going to have to actually pay attention to this. As I said, your father is incessantly pestering me about it. I
Pestering
motioned
you to
back
get-
at the town.
Pestering you to get married? Because I haven't heard shit from him.
Well, you know how he speaks to you, so I figure that you're so good at ignoring his letters that he started to send them to me. Apparently, he thinks that you'll make some of the same mistakes he made at a young age, which we all know where that ended up. I look over at Reinhardt and think about the coach driver, and then mutter to myself and wander off to write down how not to embarrass Tom with noble visitors.
a good thing to brush up on. Another few hours pass, and fairer weather currently besets the small town of Midfurt. Gentlemen, it has been a while. Lively as always, windmills in full swing. Welcome back to the familiar town of Nuln, Sicard, where you had hunted down a foul man who was definitely deserving of death, the very man who cursed you last season.
He got his.
Did indeed. Seems like the
Gentlemen.
market's on. Town's fairly busy.
I don't think I ever told you, Yodicus, that you're gonna like this town. I think. You can just kind of head down and then point out, like, and this here's the inn so about got his face caved in and had to be rescued by the river warden.
Fascinating. And he can probably tell the.
This is also where our dead goblin totem old man originally came from too.
Is this where he came from?
Yeah,
Thought they-
he actually tried to help sell it when he was getting punched in the face repeatedly.
I kind of give the bar an appraising glance and then sort of wander on, enjoying the sights and sounds of something very familiar.
Something that
What
makes you
a-
feel more at home, Jodicus, is the people you pass. Gentlemen simply tip their hat to you. Ladies offer a small curtsy, but a familiar accent. Howdy, sir. Welcome.
That definitely prompts a smile at the comfort of familiar childhood places sort of kicks in.
Southernly hospitality.
Indeed.
Hey, if y'all want to wander around while I talk to what's his name?
Lord Brucci. Broci.
I couldn't remember. When I talk to Lord Booty, I mean, be my guest. It's going to be much the same, I think, with fitting a few details.
Much as I'd love to, I think I will probably join you in case I notice something that perhaps he may not wish to divulge.
It was just an offer. You don't have to. It's fine. Go where you want.
I shake my head. And, oh, who knows?
can always
Maybe he's going to try to marry you to his daughter.
Yeah. But, okay, let's not get too awkward today.
I'll be wherever you need me to be, Sigurd.
Are you?
Good
Fine,
man.
You can come or you can wander around and get a drink. It's up to you.
Will you be safe in there?
Don't think you have to worry about this town being all that violent like others. This is mostly a farming community.
Cool. I'll see if I can wander off and go and
Unless you're a halfling. Then watch your
find.
butt.
Like that. I'll go wander off and find a bar. See if I can talk to some road wardens.
Okay.
You know, I'll go with you.
All right. Let's go for the Reinhard and the road wardens first. So, are you just looking to catch up on local gossip, or what's the plan?
Yeah, go into a bar, have a drink, see if any of the booths with the road wardens have anybody in it. Go and have a chat. See if I can rustle up some more trainees if they want to come over to Tarm.
Okay.
Get some gossip going on. See what's.
Let's have a couple
Yeah.
of gossip rolls from you. Average. These are talkative people. They're nice.
Just have a nice
They're
chat around.
Friendly enough.
And also,
Oof.
Oh, very friendly. Yeah, he's a suit right in here.
Dang.
God, Bert, you alright there? Put my arm around him. Just comfort him.
Yeah, well, frozen dragon.
I do wonder if Godbert has difficulty making out the accent, although he is used to Sighard and Yodica, so it's not perhaps a good...
Oh, he's not just that into it anymore.
Fair enough.
Buy you a drink, but don't you worry.
It's because of that thing.
Yeah.
You find a particularly friendly barmaid who approaches and offers you up a couple of drinks. Well, howdy, sir. How can I help you?
Hello. How's the town going? It seems quite friendly. Got some nice chatty people around here. Just passing through, really.
Well, we've seen better days, but we're coping on just fine. We've got ourselves a regular little militia going on here. And points to the side of the room where there's just a line of crossbows and bows. Everybody learning how to shoot just to be on the safe side.
It's very good. I fully support that. Who's training you all?
Well, it was a little initiative from my Lord and Saviour Bruiser.
Good man.
We had a little bit of trouble with some of the dead, but nothing a couple of arrows couldn't slow down.
Quite slow moving, aren't they? Have you seen some yourself?
I've gone ahead and shot me four. Looks kind of proud.
Well done.
We used to collect the heads, but now we're told that we're not supposed to, on account of it upsetting Ma and all that.
Oh, definitely burn. That's what I do. Any of those that are left lying and not moving, make sure we burn them before we move on. Terrible
Yeah.
thing if they get back up again.
Just smash their head in, and with the end of your stick, just go bang. Just smack their head in until the whole brains explode. That'll get them.
Okay, darling. Let me get y'all a drink now. Anything else you lovely gentlemen are conducting here? Little bit of
Yeah.
business?
Yeah, can you point me in the direction of the booth for the road wardens?
Oh. They'll be at that table right over there.
Grab the drinks and head on over.
Four guys.
Is there anybody sitting over there?
Yep, four guys sat around the table, all merrily drinking.
Oh, good. I'll join in then.
Evening,
Take one of these to start with.
How can I help you today? Hey,
Hello.
Road Warden. Where you come
Yay! Oh, down in Tom.
from? Tom? I didn't know
Yeah.
they had any left.
Oh wow, it's me, a couple of guys, and I do have a little apprentice myself. Teaching them up, you know.
What, 3? No,
3.
is the other guy nudges. That's 4. Oh. Good on you.
What's the size of the town in comparison to Tom?
This is slightly smaller, but
Okay, cool.
you would know that you should probably have like 6 to 12 road warden. really?
Yeah. I know we're heavily under. Yeah.
Well, good on you, lad. Have you heard about those funny old greenskins up there?
You're gonna have to tell me. What do I know of the greenskins?
Oh, we got a bunch of bandits that painted themselves green.
Oh, those ones. Yeah. Scared the bejeebers out of some of my crew.
Yeah.
Till we saw they were just painted.
Fucking idiots.
Well, beats us. We just avoided them. But, I mean, I don't know. Once was left. I didn't know whether to tax them or whether I was supposed to shoot them, so I didn't do neither and thought I'd come back and ask for help. But nobody really wants to go and negotiate with people dressed as greenskins. We'll leave it to the witch hunters to clear up.
It's a good shout, that. But if you come across them again, not that I'm into intimidation, but yeah, shout at them a little bit and they'll soon cower away. They're all cowards.
Well, duly noted. I'll let the merchants know that they can travel safely.
And if you have any extra people that want to get into the road warden profession, if you've got too many of you, just send them down. I'm always looking to recruit. I'm a few under at the moment. Was just me at one point, but
Oh, laddie. The other one to the side. You poor little thing. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll, on our day off, we'll come and do at least the road between Blue Rock and Tam. How's about that? We'll cover that stretch for you.
that's very kind of you offer. I'll definitely take that on. Yeah.
But, of course,
And-
taxes which are going to come back to us, you know. That's how it works.
Oh yeah. As long as the roads are safe, they're my priority to start with. Taxes, they come secondary.
Right you are. Raises a drink, and a beautiful, summery, fruity ale is enjoyed. Gentlemen, we now go to a humble door that houses a lord. Who's knocking?
Jody,
I
of
will
course.
go up and knock. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to knock and announce him officially with all of his titles in the long-winded way you usually do.
Servant approaches the door. Oh, hello. Right on time. Come on, through there. He's having sausage. And sure enough, at his breakfast table is Lord Rouger, currently a knife and fork halfway through a sausage. Oh, meine lords! It is so good to see you again! Sigurd! Jumps out of his
Brugia,
chair.
how you doing?
Oh, sehr gut. Sehr gut. Runs up to you, gives you a big hug. No formalities.
I just
All
step
right.
aside.
We have been
Yeah, I'll do
having lots of fun, as you can see.
Oh. Well, you'll have to tell me about this fun. I mean, you seem in good spirits.
Oh, yeah. All of the town is happy playing with their bows. So I am happy.
With their what?
Their bows.
Oh, are you outfitted your town with bows?
Yeah. I am the best shot in town, so.
Well, you've had lots of practice, I would imagine.
Oh, too much practice.
What
So,
what are all the bows for?
shooting the deadly things. Pew pew.
The denizens.
The dead things, my lord. The dead things.
My apologies.
Yeah, the dead things. We shoot them ideally in the boom boom, where you get more points.
Well, at least you've made a game of it.
Yeah, we have more
smile
points for
politely.
shooting in the boom boom and 2 points for shooting in the head. Right in the Kopf, ideally. Yep.
I somehow keep from breaking into hysterical laughter. Somehow.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
Have you been having a lot of problems with undead up here?
9. We are shooting
No.
all of them. Most of the people here are competent with the bow. And everything is lovely jubbly.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take your lead on that and start training our citizens as well. I'm not too bad of a bow myself, and then just kind of we get them. Assuming that I didn't tell anyone else about the incident.
I assume not.
Yeah.
Nah.
We could go play some games in the woods later.
Well,
He looks really, really excited, fingers twitching, grinning.
are we talking about shooting at undead? Because I think
Yeah.
there's I would love to, but we do have to be up quickly. I fear.
You bring
Maybe,
I
yeah.
do my best not to look confused at this exchange.
Maybe I will be back up for a little R&R target practice.
So, what brings you to my lovely town?
Well, we are headed over to Baroness Natalia's to conduct some business. And we thought we'd stop by and spread on a little news. I wouldn't call it gossip since we sell it ourselves, but Yettenberg is in a very rough place right now.
Baroness Natalia, eh?
What? Say what again?
Baroness Natalia? Going for a little sausage?
Are they known for sausage over there?
I bet if you were to shoot her in the boom boom, it would bounce right off.
And so would my head, I think.
But wouldn't it be worth it, though?
To be decapitated? I don't think so.
Oh, she is a feisty woman. So, breakfast, gentlemen?
Oh, I'm famished.
Much obliged.
Sausages on the table, bread and cheese, and
Actual food, real good food, known food.
No creepy food here.
Yeah,
no creepy food.
And somebody that's not got more food on their face and stomach than on the table.
And also, it's late afternoon, and he referred to it as breakfast.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, what should we talk about? Some noble things, yeah?
Just a few, and then we can.
Oh, business.
Well, I would say be cautious. The undead definitely overtook Gettenberg by surprise. I would assume that everybody knows his dad too, because he was the Lord, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Till he was eaten by a Jabbercythe.
Yeesh.
Are you talking about recently?
For Lord Brugia, no, like 20 years ago.
Oh, he was asking about Yettenberg.
Oh, Yettenberg. Sorry.
Yeah, but then his father
yeah.
was the Lord.
Gettenberg's dead. He was the Lord.
Oh, that is so sad.
Yeah.
I should be
And
very
they-
sad, shouldn't I?
He was, well, however you take it, I'm just telling you that be cautious with the current ongoings in the south.
We have lots of arrows.
Good.
Would you like to do some business?
Well, I had one more bit of information. that I would
Okay. Then we
probably
will do the
be-
business, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. Be wary of the they're halflings, but they don't. I don't know. They look odd. They got big noses.
Oh, the little,
Anyway.
the little physicians, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have
the-
one.
Be very careful with them. They tried to poison Bogenhofen and Blaine, get us framed for it.
Really an amateurish maneuver, but what can you say? Little people,
Personally, I'm making sure that they are not allowed in town ever again. But I want you to be very careful with anything that they might be peddling. It might not be what they're selling.
Well, we have not had one here in over 2 months. The last one.
Did he get it in the bum bum?
I got 2 points.
Nah.
Whoopsie!
I'm actually gonna just pat him on the shoulder and give a big laugh and say that. Well done. Best news I've heard.
As you do, he gives you a first serious look he's ever given you. I do not trust you, little people.
I have my river warden is a little person, as you know, and he is one of my best. But I do understand the prejudice at times.
Keep your eye on him, or he will take your cheese.
He's been making some really good cheese lately with our Ogren ogre.
The big
Anyway.
people are very good. I have met an ogre once. He was lovely.
I look skeptical.
He said what?
He's met an ogre once, and he was lovely.
Ah, yes, Elf. Elf is lovely as well. You should try his cooking sometime.
They are like little people and big. And they like the
Elf.
sausage.
Yeah, Elf is definitely the opposite of little.
Now, it is
Anyway,
time for the serious
Stretches.
business. Yeah?
yeah.
Are you ready?
Goodness.
My friend?
I
You had to repeat. I missed it.
He puts his hands sternly on the table.
Ich habe 2 cards. How much do you have, Sigurd?
Wait, what's he asking?
He said, I have 2 cards. How many do you have, Sigurd?
In town?
I don't know.
I ponder his statement.
I'm gonna do a. Should I do like a intuition to try to figure out what he's saying?
You can if you like. It's not a bad shout, yeah. Challenging.
Come on, there are 2 cards. Ein, zwei.
Yeah,
How many cards do you have? Come on, we are the nobles. We are supposed to be trading.
I'm not sure what you'll have to forgive my ignorance on this.
I ponder. 2 cards.
Trading is 2 cards. I will trade you my 2 for your 2. There we go. Business is concluded.
Excellent. So good to speak with you about it.
Wonderful. Now I have been a good lord.
Ah!
It
Yes,
is
the
time
best.
to have some drinky poo-poos.
Yeah, one for the road. Yodicus.
Indeed.
And then we should probably be on our way.
It's
so we'll have
a
a drink.
stiff brandy.
I prefer the brandy. It keeps the little people away.
Yeah, I find bourbon to be much more up my aisle, but yeah, I have a drink.
Put a little bit behind your ear, and they will stay away from you.
Just average or challenging?
Yeah, average.
No, our world challenging. Have it.
You still failed. So did I.
It's
not quite as
not
badly.
overly strong stuff. Okay.
I do what he says. I look at him skeptically. I look at
Now, the first time I
brandy.
take a drink, and then I do it because the first,
right. I
first-
drink. Yeah, as I say, I drink first, and I touch the back of my ear with it, just kind of like he knows
burns.
something I don't.
Well, gentlemen, it was a pleasure doing business. And
Yeah, that burned.
if you need any bauhaus, we has a very good Fletcher.
You
Many
get a lot of
thanks.
practice. We do have a bower that's training our Fletcher to,
Well, you should ask.
but we will definitely consider some trade if we are in more need, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you might need?
Nine. I am quite happy.
Excellent news. Well, if you need anything, you know how to contact me.
Good. Until we do business again, Mr. Sigurd. Auf Wiedersehen.
City. Howdy. Ready?
Yes, I give him a tip of the hat.
Gives you a hearty wave with his hand. Sorry, Germans in chat. That's just what you sound like.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, dear.
I'll head to the boat while he's rounding up the other two. You have.
As we exit out of his house, I look at Sighard. You know, I used to think he was crazy, but after the last few weeks, I'm beginning to wonder if I'm not the crazy one.
Well, if you haven't noticed, the people around here tend to be in much higher spirits than some of the other towns we've been in, so I'm not going to begrudge him his eccentricities.
Well, I'm beginning to believe they aren't eccentricities at all. Look at our own run-ins with halflings. Or whatever.
Still think they're probably goblins with face paint, as far as I'm concerned.
One does wonder.
Well, I mean, look at Wilfred, right? He's slight, but not tall. He's got a smaller nose, not this big, bulbous-looking freaking tree stump. And he doesn't sound like he's from some weird bird. So, I question.
I know.
Anyway.
Godbless and
Anyway.
Reinhard meet up with you. If there is anything to exchange, we'll go ahead. If not, probably be a quick sleep at a river inn. Excuse me.
Yep.
Yeah.
En route to your next stop.
Yeah, there's that city that's like right on the crutch of the Boggin, right? The one that kind of straddles
Yes.
Earth and outdoor side. I imagine that's probably the closest, safest stop.
Yes, there's not too much. So effectively, from where we are now, we'll head up to Gramdorf and then down. Now, Gramdorf at this point is where the Lord of Midford, Lord Bruger, used to be, and it since being decimated by Jabbersythe 20-odd years ago, hasn't really been resettled, as the majority of the inhabitants are known for being completely kooky. So, that being said, there's a couple of river inns along the Bogan, or you can dash for Trossu, which is next to the Castle Gronberg.
I mean, I would leave that up to the sailors, whether or not they can make it there before dark.
Okay.
If not, then the closest river inn.
Let's see how well your sailors can sail.
Not as well as us.
Yeah. River Inn on the Bogan, best bet.
Sounds good.
They're not very confident about the conditions, which are completely mild and tepid.
Well, they also had a pretty big rainstorm. It's going south, right? Or is the river flowing?
Yeah.
Going toward Outlaw.
The Bogan
Go on,
is a
Fred.
curious one because its waters are so still. It's almost as if it doesn't flow at all. So, yes, you might be lucky and be carried upriver even by a stiff breeze, or you might just have to have someone on a mule on the road dragging you along via a rope, or rowing, etc., etc., etc. The rope is a common one.
It's
at
a regular
least.
common barge technique. Yeah, I gotcha.
Indeed. And that's, I think, likely what you'll go for, which means that by the time you get to Gramdorf and get pulled, you'll get sort of halfway there and rest up for the night at a river inn.
So Reinhard would be sharing with Sighard the road warden situation, the fact that I've sort of asked them to help us between here and there, us, and also tell him all about the crossbows that I saw, the bows on the wall, and even the fact that the barmaid has taken out a couple of dead ones, and basically suggest it's quite a good idea. Let's get some.
I have mentioned this in the past, but we've had little time to address it. But yeah, I'll agree that training
Training the townsfolk
in at least archery, if not, basic self-defense techniques would help defend the town at the time the unfortunate invasion occurs.
So what my plan would be there would be to get myself and the other two road wardens when we're not patrolling the roads to basically help out and pitch in and show people how to shoot, and the best ones will then trade on their shooting with the other townsfolk and such.
You want to do a training montage?
Yeah.
Sure. 80s music trading montage.
Okay.
Danger Zone.
Okay. It's always an option.
But I am going to say that that missing revenue to the town is going to be coming out of the road wardens until we can stomach it and get some more.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to recruit. The fact I've gone from 1 to 3.5 is pretty good in the last few weeks.
I have been busy, as you can tell, so I will attempt to do some recruiting in the next few
Well,
weeks.
everyone's pretty low, isn't it? You know, the fishing guild has been decimated ever since.
Yeah.
Ever since the start, really, when bloody Rivergates kept on messing up our fishermen.
Anyway, something we can deal with at a later date.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
I think we should board up for the night.
Little chat on the way down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, it will be a relatively quiet and peaceful night at the River Inn. Majority of boats, and there's only 3 of you moored up for the evening. There's a couple of guard on site. You pay a handful of silver, and they stay on watch, while most would sleep below deck in their own ship for safekeeping. There is an inside sort of piered tavern as well. You can grab a few drinks in the evening if need be. A few grizzly old veterans inside, mostly, well, of the other 2 ships, some merchants nearby, and a few fishermen who are stuck between locations and decided to treat themselves. But, so what do we have here?
I think I'm just going to listen and then chat with the veteran crew, see what's the conditions are up and down the river.
Okay. Also, you find a particularly friendly old sea dog who is mid-conversation with a colleague, and it's not too long before he turns his gaze towards you.
Hello there, matey. Haven't seen you in these parts before.
Well, I'm afraid that courier business takes me through, despite the conditions of the world at the moment. Pray tell, how have the rivers been as of late? I haven't had a chance to pass this way in some time.
Well, there's pike, there's been a few eels causing problems. There's a few, but a few of the Bowcalf and river wardens been looking after us, so we'll be making do.
Well, that's good to hear that they've been on top of the matter. How are conditions near the castle itself?
Oh, steer well clear.
Oh, has the Lord been enthusiastically pursuing his project again?
Enthusiastically. Absolutely. We'll be staying away from there on account of us not wanting to be killed, just simply for being, well, let me put it to you this way. There was a shipment passing through of a trader, and he was ushered inside, assumed to be someone there to investigate the castle. Upon exclaiming he was a merchant, he was promptly executed for not having the answer.
I see. So it's progressed from obsession to derangement. Good to know.
I think it started that way, but now there's just less people to be hung up and quartered over it.
Well, as I said, good luck on your travels, and we'll keep that in mind. Unfortunately, our path takes us a little closer than I'm comfortable with.
Oh, well, Manan be with you, of course, and Boganar as well. I'm sure we'll be watching over you.
Many thanks, sir. I slide a couple coppers across the table. Next drink's on me for your time.
Thank you very much, and a word with, you're not going down to Bowcalf, are you?
I raise an eyebrow. Is this an issue?
No, just you want to be careful in the fog, that's all. Mooring up in the evening, the dead tend to sneak up on you.
Oh, we've had some experience with that as of late.
Yes,
I think
well,
everyone has.
The boat the other day, I believe the river warden had slain some river pirates 5 months ago now, I believe, but they sure enough climbed out of the waters back into a ship and commandeered it for their, well, whatever dead people do with a ship.
I note this.
We don't know what happened to it, so one of the
Still at
local,
large.
one of the local estuaries, I would assume, but the truth be told, I don't think anybody would be wanting to disturb the dead too much, so it'll turn up sooner or later, I'm sure.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, adieu, I'll be checking in for the evening.
Many thanks for your time. I wander over to Sigurd.
Did I get anything different with the +6 over the +5?
Who are you talking to, Sigurd? Same old sea dogs?
Well, I mean, I've been drinking all day, so probably about barmaids. If there's any.
Okay, barmaid. Where is the barmaid from? I'm asking you.
I think this one's from Molenfort.
This one's from Morningfurt. Okay.
It may be a different
as
one
in,
from Altdorf.
Morningfurt is the Bretonian one, right?
Molen. I thought that was.
Or do you mean Midford?
Yeah, Midford. I mean, a Bretonian one. Actually, a Bretonian one would be fine. We
Sure.
do it From stories from home.
Sorry,
home.
French people in advance. Because my French keeps going Nigerian, but let's not judge. Okay.
Well, if it's Algerian, that technically was part of French. So I guess
Close enough, right? Alors, sir, we can do a humble little rivière.
well, much obliged, ma'am. You have a very familiar accent. You had a Bretonian knight that sounded much like that.
He might have been my father.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, well,
She's just
That,
grumpily like polishing a glass at the moment.
is that a common thing?
Oh, this is it. I am from Britannia. I do not assume that I have any love for them. Filthy
Well, I would
beggars.
imagine you're up here in the glorious right.
Indeed.
Any news? Any news back home or around the area that might be interesting?
Oh, there are elves. There are all sorts of filthy things. I do not.
Elves.
Elves. Mm-hmm.
I would be interested in hearing any elf stories you might have.
Oh, there are a lot of them. They bother my people. They are from the L'Oreal forest.
Ah,
I know I said L'Oreal.
That's-
It was intentional. Don't look canon, people. It's fine. It's my
maybe
world.
it's Maybelline.
Exactly. Yes, there are all sorts of political issues with them. They are always hunting us, so we will shoot them from time to time.
Well, have you heard any elf stories from local around here?
Elves. No,
No.
there are. Well, occasionally you get someone high and mighty from the pointy-eared folk walk through, but they are normally not from the woodland ones. Gone a bit German now. There you go. She's multicultural. It's fine. I'm not exactly, interested in talking to their kind. Some of them go to Altdorf. Occasionally, there are people who want a meeting, something like that. I do not talk to them.
Yeah, they tend to be.
Pretentious people. And that is coming from
Exactly.
a Bretonian, eh?
I presume nothing, ma'am.
Indeed.
So, where are you headed?
No, what's Natalia's city's name? I can't remember.
Weiberg.
Wait, I think we're gonna be stopping in Bogenhofen for a quick stop, and then off to Neuberg.
The famous Weiberg. I have been there a few times. I would recommend a particular tavern. It is just magnifique.
I will have to get the name of that tavern because it sounds worth a try.
There is a particular, how you say, ambiance there. It is wonderful. Although the new owner, he is a filthy pig. Horrible man. But the staff are beautiful.
Is this a tavern I will need to watch my purse in?
Oh, no. The owner is, how you say, well off. He arrived several months ago with all of the coin in Reichland in his filthy purse. He has been having a little fun with it.
At this point, I've sidled up to Sighard. You don't say! Where did he say he was from?
He was from somewhere. Only I did ask him. He would not tell me.
I think I missed it. What did he say? What did she say?
There's a guy that wandered in with all the coin in the Reichland. Mysteriously, a couple weeks back.
Months.
And bought this tavern.
He is a rich
You know-
man. I would talk to these girls. They are beautiful, but two of them are Bretonian, eh?
You know, funny thing happened to our town not so long ago. There was a gentleman who was able to get his hands on a great deal of money and vanish. I've been meaning to speak to him. I have to check that inn out.
If it is him, do I get the little bonus?
Looks at the two of you.
I smile. Indeed.
Wonderful. You know the things they say about letters from Bretonia? I'm sorry in advance. Letters from Bretonia?
She's eyeballing both of you now, licking her lips.
Sometimes
I'm
is not enough.
Oh, that's a cool chick required.
Well, I tell you, my man Yodik is here, and my warden Reinhardt.
I dropped the
More than
coin that I
capable,
was.
ma'am.
I dropped the silver that I was moving through my fingers as a coin trick. I drop it when she says that and looks at me. It just falls out of my hand, like onto the bar in front of her.
Take all my money.
More of a. I didn't real. I can't believe
Take
you
my
just
money.
said that. Yeah, exactly. More of an. I can't believe you just said that when I was trying to be slick, and now I'm completely off guard.
Look. Don't cancel me. Not all women are like this.
So what? So
No, just this one.
because he got that -5 and dropped the coin. As soon as he starts kind of I just pat him on the back, tip my hat, and then leave him with her as I walk over to Bert.
The last thing you hear is, I don't know, something equally cringy. So,
Are you going to come here often?
and, yeah.
I think at that.
At least twice tonight, huh?
Oh, good lord.
Turn around and walk out with Sighard. It's not even entertaining the idea.
Is he still on the boat?
I would assume you went into the tavern.
Okay.
The
I just go
River
sit
Inn.
over with him. Probably over by the fires, and we'll go stand with him, sit with him.
Okay.
Laughing my ass off all the way over to the
Gobbert at Reinhardt. Anything else?
Outmaneuver.
Diodicus, I think
Reinhardt.
you're beaten.
Yeah, no, I've been outmaneuvered. She wins.
Reinhard, you should go over and meet that fine lady that Yodicus is fawning over.
It's like Yodi's already got his dip in. Got his tip in.
You should have her tell you some stories about her tower. They have.
I don't want to cramp Yodi's style.
Anyway, Bert, how you doing? You've been awfully quiet.
Yeah. Trying to get some rest. You should too. Best to leave early.
Yeah, I think I'll probably stay in my cabin just to be on the safe side. But you guys are more than welcome to stay here and I'll front ends unless you want to sleep on the boat.
Well, this rock's a little bit less.
That's fine. I'll deal with that on my way out. I'll get I'll get 2 rooms for them on my way out for the back to the boat.
Yep.
They can figure out who's bunking with who, but I have a feeling it's me, Reinhardt, and Gottbert while the other kisses off of this.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I'm going to roll a... Should we do a charm versus cool, Yodicus?
Yeah. Following
He
that, an
hesitates.
endurance check.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Let's have a call, please. Challenging, of course. Okay.
Oh.
I will say you have the option of resisting her charm. As such option is not afforded to many a man.
Honestly, actually, yeah, he's probably taken aback by the forthrightness, and his normal suspicious nature probably gives way, given that she just owned him.
Just put it out of your mind that it's me. Just try and get that out. And
No,
it's
that's
a pretty,
yeah.
it's
You're
a
not
pretty
gonna roleplay
Bretonian. Okay, it's a pretty.
You're not going to roll
Correct.
play. I'll mute my mic.
Negative.
I'd say she is pitching well above her station here, but she's pretty and perhaps has seduced a few sailors in her time.
I don't know. Jody's
Fatigue's condition it is.
Okay,
Jody's gone. Jody's gone.
I mean that
Plumbing
could have been a
before.
disease check, but filthy sailors. Anyway,
Yeah.
port to port. So, you get a night's sleep though, thankfully, Yodicus, afterwards. Who knows how much, but come
right,
morning,
then.
the sun is shining and you are all back aboard your ship. Ready to set sail. It is about an hour to your destination, so let me know if there is anything to be said.
Yep.
Well, gentlemen, when we stopped at, I can't remember his name to save my life.
Dinkelberg.
Yeah.
Dinkelberg.
Just think penis, Berg,
Yeah.
Dinkel, Berg.
I would advise the 2 of you, when looking at Reinhardt and Gottbert, to either stay close or stay clear.
Yeah.
Staying close, keeping your guard.
I've heard rumors in the past that he'd be quick to the sword if people don't have the answers he's looking for. But I would assume that I have some level of anonymity against it.
Reinhardt!
But if you see me running, make sure the boat is ready to sail quickly.
Reinhardt!
Yeah.
I have another one.
Oh,
Go climb in the mast.
up I go. I know the routine this time.
I'm halfway through finishing my sentence, and then he starts yelling. I just pull up my pipe and start light it up, and then walk up to the aft of the boat, and shaking my head.
Okay. Do you want to do your intuition, Gobbert, to see how dirty it is? See if it's a tainted bird. Average. You're getting quite good at detecting the nuances of birds. Avian corruption specialist. Okay, yeah. This, I'll say, maybe go through one or two, but you get one and you think, this could be the one. Reinhard, no pressure. Rerolls are available. Perception, please. Average.
Let's try again. Oh, I had a modifier of -10. That may have, yeah.
May have tainted your rolls. Determined to let that bird.
Alright, I'm gonna try again. Come on.
Oh, we're burning through rerolls for this.
Here we go.
Hey,
I'm burning through rerolls. Oh yeah. It's foggy up here. I'm not used to all the swaying.
Yeah.
But a bit of fog moves out the way, and I catch it.
From where you are, it will head southish.
Do the same again. Just point at it.
Yeah, it's
Look at whoever's on the wheel. That way.
it's hard to be specific, but it goes south.
Yeah. Keep my eye on it for as long as I possibly can.
Couple of you looking at the map.
I have navigation. I do.
South, you say, huh?
That way. Yeah.
What? It's Boganoff over there, or I don't know, somewhere around there.
There you go as well.
So,
what can I tell from that nav test?
Yeah, the navigation is helpful. So, south from you at the moment is Boghafen, Amschenise, and Schwabrald. Those would be the main three, and then Schwalhof and Castle Drachenfels. So, if you were to draw a line straight south, you would probably cross all of those. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's about as. But you'd be pretty confident it's heading in the direction of one of those.
Just sit in my crow's nest and tell them what's what.
Yeah, well, we have to try again somewhere around there then.
I'll suggest we try again Wayburg. It'll give us the direction south.
Yeah.
Due south, we have an awful lot of choices.
Okie doke.
Okay. So, gentlemen, do we head over to a particular castle?
With trepidation.
Yeah.
With
I'm
trepidation.
I'm ready to run if need be.
Okay.
We did
Sure.
negotiate with this guy before, but
Yes. Well, his intermediaries. We didn't actually deal with him directly. I think we only talked to him
true.
off banquet hours at the nobles.
Yeah,
meeting.
we saw him briefly at the banquet, I think, but
Well, we briefly met all of them, but we only had in-depth conversations with a few.
yep.
So, a curious coincidence, Yodicus. You do happen to know that Diegelberg is also, well, his family were from Bretonia at one point. Just a curiosity. And an odd coincidence given how you spent your last night. Perhaps you have brushed up on your Bretonia. Good lord.
Maybe he'll point out a couple of expletives that come up.
You know, I'm just trying to see. I think I actually can't speak Bretonian, so I can speak French. Sadly.
Well, there you go.
I'm with Reinhard. He's got language Bretonian.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know he could speak Bretonian. Oh, interesting.
So it is a steep walk up the hill, and there in front of you is one solemn tower and what looks like perhaps the first floor of a castle that is sort of somewhat missing. There is rubble and some scaffolding still erected, and at near the top of the hill, one of the guard approaches.
Hello, sir. Welcome. Are you here to see his lordship?
Good afternoon. We are indeed here to prevail upon his baronship.
Right you are, sir. Here to investigate the castle?
No, here on another errand, if that could be passed along in a clear manner. And I hand him a silver piece.
Ooh. Well, you'll have to
For
shout.
your time.
Not a problem, sir.
I
You
mean, they should know that we did kind of tell
Yeah,
people
word
that,
was
and-
sent.
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, but I just don't want us to be confused with the other guys.
Yeah. No, I understand.
I can check
He
bribery.
shouts very loudly toward the castle.
My lord! Castoria!
And standing out from the castle is, if you can call it a castle, let's be honest, it's a tower currently. Is Euronymous leaning over out of the edge.
Allah! Who is it?
Baron, it's Lord Sigard from Tom.
Who?
Tom!
That's better.
Ah! Bonjour! You have come to investigate my castle!
I start shaking my head in the negative. Really, really
Oh no.
obviously.
No, Baron.
Come
We
on
come
up!
bringing.
We will investigate together!
Now,
I look defeated.
I'm going to ask him to step down. I'm going to shout up and ask him to step down, or if we can come up.
Well, he already said we could go.
he shouted to
yeah,
come on
yeah.
up. However, gentlemen,
Do you guys want to stay here? Then it's fine.
I'm resigned to my fate.
gentlemen,
Yeah.
as you start to walk toward the building, Geronimus heads inside. You hear a shout.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
And a moment later, Geronimus, staggering back out from the building, topples backwards.
Dun, dun, dun.
And hits
Straight
the floor,
out.
taking-
How big's the...
That's
I
a
look at this.
large fall.
I look at the guard.
I'll sprint there, dragging Gottbert with me.
It wasn't us.
I grab my crossbow and start running towards the building. Like,
Yeah.
looking at guards to come along with me to
Reinhardt,
go investigate what happened.
Get in the tower.
Yeah.
Send the guards up. Take the guards with you. Go.
Okay.
I'm
I'm-
moving.
And then Gottbert and I will.
I'm talking to the guards on the way up in Bretonnian, saying go, 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 go.
Evening,
Yep.
bump.
What did he say? Is it some? Well, I would.
What was that? Is what he said.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
What was that? Was what he said.
The guard is
don't-
flustering and
you can
floundering
tell
around.
you.
Like, let's try and do a heal check quickly, just to see what he can do to help. I mean, the guy's basically a pile of mush.
Is there anything I can roll to help?
Okay. Can you? It's. He's
Yeah.
dead. He's dead.
He's dead, Jim.
He's dead, Jim.
For God's sakes, he's dead, Jim.
It's like a 5 or 6 story tower, so just everything's
Castle.
broken.
Castle, mate.
Castle, wait, castle.
Yeah.
Godbert, just while they're sprinting inside, You see a smoke almost emanating out from the windows and the crevices of the upper tower, followed by what you perceive as a flash, not of light, but again of a shadowy smoke. Disappears. And the smoke gradually dissipates. This happens in about 3 seconds. Reinhard, you sprint into the building. On the bottom floor is a lady who is sat at a table, who stands up and looks particularly flummoxed by you charging in. Guard legs it upstairs. Second one said, "Well, it's been an accident. It's been an accident. Stay here. Stay here." Runs upstairs. And Reinhard, I'm going to ask for a average athletics test, because you have like 5 flights of stairs to make it up.
And I do it in exceedingly quick circumstances. I'm going up 2 stairs at a time, crossbow drawn.
Yep.
No problem.
I trip on the stairs and faceplant.
City Slayer.
Okay. For the... Just for reference, Sigurd, actually, bear with me a second, because this is important.
Did I see anything in terms of the shadowy smoke thing?
Nothing at all.
Good,
That
okay.
was-
I'm not going to take a cool check then, because if I did, I'd be like, oh crap, not this again.
I didn't see anything either. It was just Gatford looking.
Okay. Just thought I'd check, because Reinhard is rather opposed to that
Okay.
bloody bang thing that went
yeah.
on.
There is blood absolutely everywhere. He seems to have hit his head on a rock as well, Sigurd. His leg is twisted and is a complete and utter disaster. I would say, like, you don't have medicine, so it's going to be difficult to know if he's dead or not. So you could certainly try and stop bleeding.
What do you want me to roll?
Average dexterity. I would say that you'd be surprised if he's alive, just from the way his body looks. One arm's all over the place.
I've been worse.
That's a lie. You've never had a crit that bad.
Oh no, I have nope.
No. Yeah, his lifeblood just oozes out on the floor in front of you.
Well, you know what? Screw it.
It's not a bad thing to reroll. Put your back into it at
There
least.
we go.
There you go. Okay, so you managed to stop some of the bleeding. The guard fumbles around you as well and attempts to help. Reinhard, as you get to the top, it is largely empty inside. There is, however...
So I'm on the same floor as where he was. Can I easily see that's on the
It's just
same
me or
floor?
does it keep rocking like it still?
What keeps rocking?
Is it just me or does it keep still rocking? Does it keep rocking?
I don't think... yeah, there's a very gradual sway of the camera.
Oh, it's freaking me out.
It might just be you being freaked out, to be honest. Yeah, Reinhard,
Yeah.
you're on the floor where he fell from. You don't see anything particularly unusual, but there is a very faint sulphur-like smell.
Okay, any guard with me? How close are they?
Upstairs 5 seconds later. First one.
Okay, so as soon as I get to this floor, I'm gonna slowly, like, really look around the room and walk carefully.
Okay. There are lots of windows on this floor, very open. There's perhaps 4 different windows.
Yeah.
And then there is the staircase is almost external, so there's no way out of this room aside from the stairs you just came up.
And I saw
obviously
nothing
from
on the way
windows.
up.
Yeah, you saw nothing on the way up, but
Okay. So I'm gonna tell the guard, careful, somebody might be hiding. Look round the corners cautiously.
grabs their
And
spear,
we'll-
starts to investigate.
Yeah, I put the crossbow away, get out the light sword and buckler. This is hand to hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just literally looking around. I'm not going up to the window that he fell out of yet. I'm
Yep.
looking around the room. What's in the room? So I just see. I'm guessing it's quite small because it's a tower, right?
Yeah, small table, chair. There are a couple of sacks that I'll say you can poke through. They appear to be empty, or at least of people or anything like that. There's some wine and ale casks that are stacked alongside. A couple of crevices where someone could have hidden behind these. You check. Seems to be completely empty on the inside.
Okay, once I'm happy with the inside of the room, I'll have a look. I'm going to go really slowly up to this window. I do not want to be falling out of here.
The one he jumped from.
Yeah, and just holding onto the edge of the scaffolding there, I'll sort of brace myself, hold myself tightly.
Okay.
Have a look around. Look out the window, straight down at his body.
Yeah, you can see the commotion down below. You can hear a shout coming from like 10 seconds later, after you've searched around, after some bickering back and forth downstairs. I will say, Sicard, you are greeted by a young lady who runs out and runs up to the body, falls to her knees, and begins to cry and weep in a semi-wail. A semi-wail, let's say. Godbert, what are you up to during all of this drama?
He did the part the branches, so he saw the weird thing, and then he looks at the body, and probably sees spirit of this man entering the gates of Moor, and he will walk over, casually pass Sigurd and say,
Oh, don't bother, the man is dead.
and he will cautiously go up the tower.
Okay. Godbert.
I'm just gonna start doing the more rites while she's weeping, and just put the silver on the eyes and just, more watch over her soul, blah blah blah.
Gotcha. Let's bounce back to Reinhard and Yodicus upstairs with Godbert just behind. Reinhard down below. You're currently facing the camera. You can see everyone making commotion, but there's nothing particularly unusual in your immediate surroundings.
I'm going to come to this conclusion before I talk to Bert that he just fell. So I'm gonna tell the guards. I didn't. Hang on. How quickly was I able to get to the entrance after he fell?
A minute. Less than a minute. 30 seconds, probably.
So that's probably quicker than anybody could have scaled down all of those steps. So if somebody would have come past, both I would have seen it and the lady. Yeah.
If they had come down the stairs, you would have crossed their path. And
so
there would be no way that she got down there that quick.
Yeah. Okay, I hadn't considered that, but just for clarifying.
Just to rule it out.
No, so I'm just basically gonna say, I reckon he fell. That's it, or committed suicide, or leaped off. I cannot see anything. Nothing's here. Wait till Bert comes up.
What do I see?
Where are you looking?
I'm looking at whatever, because he turned away from the window. I'm looking at the area around where he turned toward, because you can tell where he was relative. And I'm looking for witch sign, like the smell, etc.
Yeah, I will say there is still a very faint air of sulfur in the air, and
seems familiar.
There is, aside from that, in terms of what you see.
Well, smell, see, kind of.
Yeah, windows. There's sort of one north, south, east, west, and the items that we have described to Reinhard.
Does this seem very familiar to me from our little incident in the wagon?
Maybe.
I didn't see the smoke or anything, but there's, guy mysteriously jumps himself out of a window after
was
saying,
no sulfur in
"What's
there.
that?" Okay,
That was
so something different, maybe.
That was, yeah.
I'm trying to tell if this is the familiar from, the teleporting, demon or whatever dead thing
Reinhard.
that we dealt with last time.
Yes.
I know something that Reinhard would be thinking right now.
Okay.
Do you remember once upon a time when you were held onto an old man
I do.
and
he disappeared.
then he disappeared?
Yes, and appeared up on a roof in the forest.
Yeah. When you got me cursed.
It wasn't me. But go on.
That's all.
That's it. So I remember a guy. So basically, So was there any smell when that guy disappeared?
I will say that you wouldn't necessarily have remembered at the time, given that the primary thing was danger, arrows pointed
Yes.
at everyone and such.
Yeah.
But thinking about
fighting.
it, maybe. Could be. You can roll a dice just to be sure. Average intelligence. To see if you can recall.
Okay. Let's see what happens with this roll then.
And of course, Gobbert has arrived up by now. And Yodicus, despite the +4, this there would be mention within the book, which you have read a little bit. Curiously, though, I'll cover this by lore undead, but this isn't something that was warned of the dead using. This was something that the Strigani mentioned that they had, on occasion, had time to utilise. The ability to relocate one's body. At least would be perhaps your assumption as to means of escape.
Yes, I haven't seen someone do this, unlike, well, Sighard and Reinhard have actually seen somebody do this, but for me I was thinking, okay, well, is this our, magical disappearing problem that we've been hunting, but it's a sort of a raised eyebrow.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
Godbert, you've arrived.
Wheezing and out of breath.
Have a drink, Bert.
Oh, my old bones. Oh. Yeah. Well, let's have a look. Do any of you know if there's a room below this?
I would have checked by now. Anything?
The room below it you would have walked sort of directly through to come up the stairs. But yes, there is.
Yeah, geez, haven't you been in a Norman temple before?
And yeah, and when I was having a look up in the, because are we on the top layer
We
now,
are on
top
the
floor. So I would have had a look up as well to see if anybody could have climbed or clambered up. So I'll share with Godbert, I think this is suicide or jumped out, unless he tells me something about something else.
Can I do lore magic?
Sure.
Just challenging.
Yes.
Oh, forgot. I got that penalty. Oh, never mind. Oh. He's not here now.
I will say, Godbert, you were really close, because I think in hindsight I would make that average. But you nearly.
Okay.
Something was nagging your head for a second there.
So as he said that, I'm gonna remember back to that moment. I said, maybe this was suicide, or he jumped. I mean, nobody physically is here, but someone's disappeared from in front of me before. Could that happen again, Bert?
Sure, there's ways to do that. Yeah.
Did you see anything? I just saw him shout something and fall out the window.
Yeah, but depends on the stuff. I don't know how far you can sort of project yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Are there-
So I've seen it once.
Backwards.
Are there any other windows in this room?
There are 4 windows.
5.
North, south,
4,
east, west.
5. Yeah.
One of them's a
4.
door, obviously, but yeah. Each.
I'm gonna start looking out each window toward what they're looking at.
Average perception, please.
Did he fall out backwards when he was going
Yes.
down? Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's not like
Yeah, he
I'm
was-
gonna look out the other windows to see what you can see from here.
And that theology test is just to make sure that I do the Morrites correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, as Yodi says that, I'm gonna say, you know, the last guy that I saw teleport from literally right in front of me, he only went 40-50 yards onto the top of another building. So I'll help him have a look out and sort of, you know, gauge the range of
Average as well, Reinhard. Average perception. Oh no!
Whoa! There's rolls!
There's something about heights.
focused on
It just
inside.
Okay.
Doesn't
Just wait until
work
all
with
rolls
you.
are done.
Focused on the inside.
Yodicus. Along the riverbank, something does catch your eye of something moving. It is quite far away, given the time of conversation, but it catches your attention, and
Bert, come here.
What?
Take a look. And I point at the movement. Think we may have found a direction for our friend.
does anyone have a looking apparatus?
Quick look at my trappings.
If I did, it would be on the boat with the sailors.
I'm just wondering, 'cause
Yeah.
no one ever carries
Jackson don't have
telescopes.
Yeah, I don't have a telescope.
No.
Engineers.
Well, fortunately, the reason that you might have a tower is to look at things. And
Also, I'm not there.
Right.
Is there one in the room below us, or in this room, or
on the
anything?
table. It's a fairly small one, but it's there. Who's going to use it?
I'm staring at where I see the motion so that I don't lose track of it.
Yep.
Give it to Yodi.
What we'll do simply, Yodicus, is give you a +2 SL.
Yeah.
For the bonus that it gives for you to focus. And I want to know how utterly furious you are to see someone the size of a halfling on a small steed going at full pelt. Curiously, not just away from you, but across the water. And, if that weren't strange enough, the steed seems to be not only particularly dark in colour, but somewhat ethereal. One might call it a steed made of shadow.
He manages not to give it away, but only barely. He very quickly pulls Bert over, holds the telescope itself still and just like mooshes Bert into it so he can see what he's looking at. He doesn't say anything at this point.
Okay.
If that requires an athletics check for me to like shove him in the right direction.
You've probably got a good 10, 15 seconds, so you can basically transfer your test over to Godbert. So Godbert, yeah. Firstly, weird, horse on water. Secondly, smoky horse, kind of weird too. That's better. So, I will say that you may have heard of conjured animals before. Sometimes taking... They're not necessarily spirits, but they're more like... kind of like the fen beast, the marsh beast you fought. It could be concocted of different things, but it could be fire, it could be plants, it could be shadow. You probably have heard tale, especially with your undead history, of a shadow steed. Normally used by some sort of magic user, warlock, witch, wizard, whatever you want to call them. And that is a small person on top.
Fucking halflings. Told you they're no good.
Or something. Because I've never seen or even heard of a halfling that could do, and I lower my voice, witchcraft.
Oh, stranger things happen at sea.
Perhaps, but you know as well as I do that although one can blame them for bad cooking, one usually can't blame them for sorcery. I feel like something else is going on. And I'm unhappy with it.
Point of clarification: are gnomes known, or are they like a secret?
They are
race?
unknown.
We have no idea what this is. I'm
Yeah.
assuming demon at this point.
No. This is just for me, not something that like meta. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the lore behind that race.
Well, certainly 300 years ago they were unknown, so...
No, not anything I know of.
Tiny, tiny, tiny.
A tiny, tiny little Rogel running away.
It probably is him too.
Well, they live long enough for it to be. We're going to move to Sighard for a second here. About 10 to 15 seconds of crying pass before it gradually shifts to laughter. And this, what initially seemed like distressed young lady, hands closed, looking up to the sky. Ah, thank you. Finally.
I'm just gonna look up with my exactly how my character portrait is with the cocked eyebrow. Like just finishing because I that rolled that theology thing just to make sure that it is the more
Sure.
soul thing correctly, and then I'm just gonna stare at her like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, flip portrait. Ma'am.
Oh.
Part.
Who are you?
Part. Lord Big Hard.
Oh.
I mean,
Stands up. Absolute pleasure.
I'm like covered in blood when I was trying to staunch the like my fancy clothes are all fucked.
Katia Sappentheim. Lord Dinklebird's daughter. I would assume you knew that, but don't worry. Do you want a drink?
Yeah, and kind of an explanation as to why you seem so relieved that your father apparently got pushed out of a window.
Shrugs for a second. Should be obvious. The idiot's dead. Yes. Thank you, Moore. I promise I'll be good. And don't judge me. I have been hoping for this for some time.
This isn't something you dealt with, like with the like a physician's guild or some shit, is it?
Who? No. Haven't seen anyone in months. Been stuck in this wretched tower.
I need a wash basin, and you're gonna tell me a story, man.
Certainly. Brandy or schnapps?
And then I'm gonna tell the guard still with us to get whatever means of conveyance to get him to the closest Gardens of Moor.
Both guards sort of sigh, like, oh, okay. And get to work and picking up his mangled corpse.
Unless they want to see him again soon.
I mean, you could bring the cart up so you don't have to drag. What in the hell is going on here? And I just turn around and walk back
As
into
you're
that.
walking away, just out of the corner of your eye, you see them just like push his body down the hill, just rolling it with absolutely no decorum or respect for him. So moments later, you are inside a tower with a young lady. The others, I will say, will probably join in a minute or so because we have a little bit of catching up to do. Right. You didn't talk to him much, did you?
No.
Well,
We dealt with his Hagenhaven's much closer, and I need a wash basin, please. And
in the corner.
I'm just gonna keep talking while I'm washing my hands. And
Well, if you talk to him as much as we have, you would feel like we do.
I understand he
Relieved.
Please tell me you didn't hire somebody to do this. No, don't tell me. I don't.
Well, the thought crossed my mind almost every day, but I haven't left here in a month.
How long has it been since the Green Autumn?
Since when?
Since the effed up halfling chased across half the Reichland.
2 weeks?
Halfling chased it. Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not in the business of offing my own family, even someone as whatever he was. Yes, I prayed for it. Does that make me a bad person? No.
All right. I suppose you're next in succession.
She looks at you and smiles. I heard quite some time ago now, I believe. Actually,
What would I do? Roll something? Is there anything I should roll to know?
What's this for?
This is to know who would succeed him. If
Law politics?
I
Lord
don't,
Reichland?
actually, that's one thing I don't have. Actually,
Yeah, Law Reichland. I mean,
Reichland's local history here.
Or lore heraldry, potentially.
yeah.
Genealogy.
We'll just wait 10
Yeah.
seconds and she'll tell you.
Okay. Well,
Or just ask her.
then I'll do a perception or an intuition to see.
Do
if she-
an intuition for a second for me. Meanwhile, I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
Hey, I rolled a good number.
that you
That's challenging.
inherited your town after dealing with a corrupt ruler.
Yes, I was handed Yes, but I also yes. We'll
Well.
just go with yes.
That makes us kindred. Although I just seem to have inherited this province, but still, I can't help but feel that my prayers have been answered. So well done me.
Well done.
Do you know why
I just-
I am not called Dinkelberg?
Have you already been married once?
Yes. You know why my husband left me?
Your dad was insane.
He spent all our money. Everything.
Your dad did, or your ex-husband?
Dad. Thus,
Hmm.
I am now a single lady, and my husband had a terrible accident, but that's his fault for being stupid. So,
Husband or dad? You're talking about
Both.
dad. Oh. Oh. I don't turn my back to her ever again.
oh, relax. Not in a...
Huh?
I'm going to have another brandy. Time to celebrate. Sapentime. I think that's going to sound much better.
What did he spend all that money on?
Building this.
But why did he want to build this?
I don't know. He was obsessed with it. It's all he's done for the last 2 years. Trying to build a castle.
Well, Katia. Is it alright if I call you Katia?
Let's say Baroness.
Well, I didn't even get the title of Baron. Lady Katia. Does that suffice?
Sure, we'll see what the courts say.
Yep, and I will correct myself appropriately in the future. Lady Katia, if I'm on business and I stopped in to deliver a warning to the late Baron
Okay.
as to, I would say, a borderline assassination attempt on his life from the Physicians Guild at Altdorf.
Well, firstly, I should thank you for not arriving sooner. And secondly,
Their motives, their means of it could have killed you as well if we had not stopped it.
I don't think anyone would bother with me. I'm rather dull.
That's not the point. It was a cartload of poisoned food.
Oh. Well, that's a bit excessive. I was just about to
Yes,
send them a
indeed.
thank you card.
No,
Truly amateurish.
they're also pretending to be physicians when they obviously are not.
Well,
In any case, protect yourself, I suppose, and be aware that Jettenberg is, since you've been locked up here for the last month, Jettenberg has been has pretty much fallen to undead. So keep an eye. And if you're going to be more of a baroness than your father was a baron, I suggest you
take
start looking
Jettenberg.
at.
Good idea. I've wanted to expand this territory.
Yeah. He's still, the baron is still alive.
I'll get a couple of bodyguard, though, for the Physicians Guild, just in case, and perhaps send them a peace offering. You say they're... I need an advisor. I don't have one.
If you need any assistance, may I ask that sometime in the near future, myself and one of my associates comes up to investigate the grounds here. I have a feeling you won't be living here.
Probably not. I would like a castle. Don't really want to waste money building one if it's going to fall down.
That's understandable. I'm talking we investigate the grounds.
Oh, you want to sort my castle issue out?
I want to see if it has any relevance to the current undead plague that seems to be going across the Reichland.
Oh. Well, I don't think so, but this issue's been going on for a long time. You know, the dwarfs now are actually contractually obliged to continue with the operation. Such is the amount of money we've poured into it, although they simply refuse to until the problem is dealt with. They don't know what it is, though.
All right.
Because
Well,
anyone that goes down there doesn't come back.
there's caves underneath.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sealed
Now,
off. Nice and
You
tight.
do not have an advisor. I'm going to advise you to go to an estate in Bogenhofen if you have one and build a castle elsewhere. We'll be sure to
I
look
can't
into
afford
that.
another one, though. So, I tell you what. Fix this castle issue for me. Go... Just have a little peep. And, then we'll be best friends.
Sounds delightful.
What do you want? I'll
We'll-
give you... What do you want?
We will. Let's settle that once we start looking into it.
Ooh. Okay.
I am still dumbfounded at the current moment. My advisor will hash out the particulars.
She is going to... I'm going to go upstairs and change. I don't think I currently look quite... I'm going to go pretty myself. Baroness shouldn't look so tardy. Be right back. And let's, for the sake of concluding, and yes,
Yeah,
we
we're
have
just
a few
gonna-
more scenes left to do, but they're just going to have to wait till next week.
Yeah, that's
Because it was an ambitious day, and hey, we got some nice opportunities to
we got
role
that.
play silly stuff.
Reinhard, go push her out a window. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Marry
I'll
her
sign
first.
my,
Marry her first.
That was out of character. Say again.
sign my character's interest. Unless you're specifically hiring me out to assassinate people now.
I'm joking. I wouldn't let you do that. I don't care how much I despise her. I'm not gonna let you do that.
As tempting as it is. Well, she's delightfully grasping.
Are we gonna say that we just kind of wrapped it up here?
This
and
is our
then-
concluding conversation.
Let's let her know that we're heading back on to continue our trip, and that she can contact me if she needs anything. Out of politeness, but hoping that she doesn't.
When she's up there, we could push her out of the window too. I don't know. Sounds sensible.
And tempting.
Yeah. My theory is what it is. I don't think we have to worry about that. I'm sure somebody else will finish that job.
Huh.
But we have a
Didn't do
long trip.
anything wrong, though. As far
Say
as I
again?
could tell. She didn't do anything wrong, as far as I could tell.
Well, it was more her declaring a war at the drop of a hat, as much for political grasping as the next person, but that was just unseemly.
This is not at the cat keep still. We're either on the boat or near it. Hydra.
What was that? Sorry.
I said we are either on the boat right now talking about this.
Okay, so,
Damn near.
you are out of there.
Not sure.
I understand.
Yeah.
I
With
understand.
ears.
She's busy. She's busy prettying herself though, because
Yeah, but there's other people in the back there too. So.
okay, sure,
Oh, yeah.
sure. Back on the river. Totally not with a bog monster beneath you.
So
Jody,
Still.
Jody, whatever we come up with as a payment for looking into this insanity, make it hurt.
with pleasure.
think that's the perfect note to end on, really. I think Yodicus might have the malicious affliction as well now. Or at least animosity question halflings.
Yes, animosity asterisk halflings.
Yeah.
Is this something Is this something you guys pass on to me too once we're on the boat?
Oh yeah, I tell you all about the fact that some halfling witch just assassinated him somehow,
And rode off on a conjured up horse.
made of smoke.
Yep.
Made of shadowy smoke. So I'll probably relate that back to what I saw when we were fighting it last week. Like, is this possibly the same magic? No, witchcraft is what I'll be saying. You know, is this part of the same witchcraft? Is it possible? Like, what is this? Where's it coming from?
Yeah.
Why?
Sounds like it.
Sorry, I'm a child.
Right. Well, the little fucker had to have gotten down somehow, and we didn't see him climb. And there's no way he went down the side of the outside, back up another wall.
Yeah, nothing came out. That was another bit of witchcraft where they just poof, just like that weird guy did in the woods.
Sulfur makes me think demons.
Delightful. Demons. Wonderful. How'd that go last time?
I just rubbed the scar on my face.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
should we do some endeavour rolls?
Yeah. Well.
Sure.
Yeah. You mean the table?
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's do some rolls. Sigurd, let's go with you first.
I was gonna say I'm going first this time, bitches.
Yeah, we'll go with Sigurd first. He's had a long day. He's just witnessed the birth of a new family of Bogenhaven.
A new tyrant.
In Reichland, political power is often connected to economic prosperity. There is perhaps no group or organisation that has greater effect on economic prosperity across the barony borders than the Merchant Guild. Rumours being that, God, this is a long one. Many of the noble families themselves are on their payroll. Using your connections, it may be possible to arrange favours for the patrons of the Merchant Guild, such as lucent regulation, loose blah 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 blah. Basically, +5 to any one of your industries. So you can basically have 5 recruits for any industry you like.
I have to look to see what our industries look like.
Okay, could be guard, could be road warden, could be
Road wardens.
literally anything.
Do we
One
get
vote for
income
Road Warden.
from those?
Say what?
We don't get income from those though, do we?
You will when you get 5 of them. How about that?
All right, we'll go with road wardens.
There you go. Reinhard, you've
Sweet.
got a little posse now.
I've got a posse. Oh, that's brilliant.
On that note, let's have Reinhard make a roll. Seeing as your life just got a lot better, let's see if we can make it any worse.
Yeah, great. Come on, be a good roll. You are shit, nothing happens. Come on.
As man cometh, an unexpected visit by the tax collector with several soldiers in tow sweeps through your local settlement. All characters lose 30% of their funds before any can be spent on endeavours. That's only cash to hand, so anything in
Oh,
the
I
bank,
was saving up for a pistol.
yeah, anything in the bank we'll say is safe.
I'm paying taxes.
Oh, good.
From Reichland, probably.
Yeah, sure. Good suggestion, Yodicus.
I just knew how it would inevitably end up, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, you banked as well, Sigurd, so it doesn't really affect you.
I banked, yeah.
So,
That's still 30% of 3 gold.
I thought you banked your income.
Yeah, but I did another income in there.
But you didn't
I
bank
did
it.
one. I did one income, or one
Yep.
bank from last week, and then one income. So that was my 2 numbers. So I do have 3 gold on me right now.
You could have done an income then a bank, then you wouldn't have any.
Oh, well, let's do it in that order.
That's what I've
will
been doing.
do this
Hooray!
just to save you, unless you specifically wanted 3 gold crown for this session, but for now,
I didn't need it. Really. I just
Yeah.
didn't know what the order was.
next campaign I'll be far more stringent. That's all I'm saying. Yodicus, the man who has a grudge, perhaps. It's a good job you're not a dwarf, because you would have a lot of grudges against
I would have a grudging.
For little people. Unusual mercenaries. One or more rare mercenaries turn up in a nearby settlement looking for work. Tillian duelists, great repute. So-called birdmen of Katazara. Unemployed ogres under the command of a halfling captain. Basically, anyone doing any endeavours will get either a cost reduction or a bonus to learn perhaps some new talent, or
Ooh, I could get a new fencing skill that might still not help me.
you could have a seat. There's trainers for all sorts. So
That's actually how I got my first fencing skill.
I would throw out as well. I mean, you pay them some gold, you could have some ogres, some ogre mercenaries for a while. Food for thought. Food for thought. I mean, you could have some birdmen. I don't know how I would stat them, but that's a whole thing. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, birdmen. What could go wrong? It sounds like doom divers to me. Human
bit.
doom divers. Godbert, let's have your roll, please. A wise, well-travelled peddler who likes a gossip passes through. For the price of a flagon of ale, you receive 10 bonus points. Oh no, 10 bonus locations on your map. Basically, if you want to buy a guy a few drinks, he'll give you some gossip on Reichland.
Sure.
Points of interest, places he's been. Let's quickly see if Hydra can come up with any, because we do have a few. Yeah, okay. Do you want to roll me a plus 10 bonus to any latest news endeavours you attempt? Roll me 1d3, and we'll do a because this isn't the same as the map maker, but we'll give you a point of interest. He points out a holy site that is way off into the Reichwald, southeast of Bogenhafen, that he thinks is particularly interesting. He's camped there a couple of times, and the two of you catch a conversation. It's not made of stones, but he thinks it might be a very old shrine to Tal, perhaps. There's a couple of very unusual trees, but he recommends it as a camping spot, at least, and thinks it's a good place to retreat to.
What? Southeast?
Southeast of Bogenhafen. So basically halfway between Bogenhafen and Jettenberg, in the middle of the woods. Not a
That
particularly
little
safe place to get to, but
thingy there.
but
I would go with
yeah,
Bert.
the holy site.
I'll go with him.
I'm interested.
Me too.
Okay. Well, you guys already have lots to do next week, because
Yeah.
we didn't even get to Weiberg. You have suspicion that your old tax collector might be there, and you have someone there that knows about magic.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
that's next Monday, basically. As far, I think. And, well, God knows what they're going to do on Friday. Maybe deal with the castle. Who knows? Gentlemen, any concluding remarks on today's experience?
Well, posse.
Got a posse. Happy about that.
Learn to hate
Yeah.
asterisk halflings.
I'm not. I wasn't too surprised with the way the first two loads went, but you definitely threw me for a loop with the.
Yeah, that was a bit unexpected.
Also
Yeah.
confirms the theory that he was the main target and that I was supposed to take the fall for it for the initial assassination attempt.
Yeah, whatever the truth is, you now believe this with ironclad certainty.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I believed it before, but now I do 100%.
And his name, Euronymous, is very similar to Geronimo.
Geronimo.
Just saying that there's that link. It may not be relevant. It just might be my mind. No major.
Dun,
best.
dun.
Yeah. Any other final thoughts, or should we just collapse now?
Gonna have to definitely gonna have to keep.
Godbert might be a bit on the quiet side this journey, but he's just generally sulking and not interested in anything else but his own quest.
It,
And killing stuff, right? Like,
Yeah, and just
hurting people.
that was
you know,
apparent
it-
when I had a better healing
he particularly enjoyed the Great Fall of Death. It was a fun distraction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was nice. Just watching a noble splatter
Heel
on the
over.
pavement.
Literally,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't get to see that every day. But
Satisfying.
congratulations on being the only normal noble, Sigurd. And or maybe you're the abnormal one. Food for thought.
I am.
Yeah, ladies
So
and
far, I
gentlemen, we'll see you all on Friday. Have a great day.
Bye.